What's up, y'all? How you doing? It's your boy Gerald, and it is the 15th of January, 2015. How's your week going? You almost through it. You're almost there. I hope everybody's week has been positive. But hey, we live on this planet, and I also know that sometimes with the best intentions, don't always have the best outcomes, right? And you gotta sidestep stuff. You gotta look at things because negativity wants to turn around and steal your smile, keep you all in flux. We can't afford that, right? Okay. So how's everybody doing? You doing all right? I hope so. So I happen to be looking on TV, and you already know how I feel about TV, right? And already they're already talking about 2016, talking about the political forecast for those who want to run. And that kind of amazes me because we just beginning 2015. So prepare for some mudslinging and prepare to see that bombard your TV. Come on. We ain't even halfway we not even at the halfway point of the year yet. We ain't even broke out of January yet. And already they're, they're starting to parlay. That's crazy, right? Ain't nobody promised tomorrow. Get through each day. How about that? So, I happened to today, this morning, um, there's somebody on YouTube that has a channel, and she always says, "Let your wounds be your wisdom." And then I found out that phrase was coined by uh, Miss Oprah Winfrey, and that phrase kind of stuck with me all day. Let your wounds be your wisdom. And I just couldn't shake it for nothing. I just couldn't shake that phrase for nothing. Then I thought about it. I said, well, how can your wounds be your wisdom if you don't have the right state of mind for it to become your wisdom? How can you learn from those things if you're not grounded? So I realized that statement really is a blanket statement because if you're not grounded, if you're not vulnerable to be open with yourself to look at what was the wounds in the beginning, how can it be your wisdom? All you're doing is perpetuating and walking in denial. And don't you think we've done that far too long? That's what's wrong with the world now. That's what's wrong with society now. Everybody wants the end result, but nobody wants to sit down at the table to see what's going on. And as you already know, how are they going to sit down at the table if they're not even willing to speak their truth with themselves? You know what I'm saying? But needless to say, so I thought about it. I just couldn't shake the phrase all day. And I thought about it and I applied it to myself. You know, the one thing that I decided, thank you, my angels, love me some Kim, but that song, boy, is synchronistic right now. That's how your wounds become your wisdom. Because you got to finally be honest with yourself. You got to be honest. I hope that whoever is watching this video right now and the words that convey from my mouth, which come from spirit, I hope that you made a declaration to yourself that this is the year that you're going to live authentic to yourself. You're not going to worry about how you perceive because you see the value and worth in your happiness, and you're not going to compromise it. You're not going to settle just with the association because they make you feel a certain way. Don't you realize you do yourself an injustice every time you try to strong arm a situation that you ain't supposed to be in? So, how you doing? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Shoot. But look, on a real tip though, um, I know you guys are tracking what is being perceived in the media. And you see how they're putting so much energy and pushing the fear factor, right? They're trying to shake the world, y'all. They're trying to shake it. Because guess what? The grand prize is your mind. Think about it. Who is the shepherd now? They're trying to get the masses to think one way and see one way. Don't let them do that, y'all. The greatest prize that can ever be had is your self-worth, your identity, who you are, what makes you you. That's what is really it is priceless because it's rare. There's only one you. And, I really believe that some of you guys have been doing a lot of soul searching. And you're starting to understand what the word need compared to what want is, how it is pertaining your life. And see, I feel somebody right now, you're breathing a little hard right now because I'm striking a nerve. You know that you got to do certain things that you know that's going to bring some discomfort. But when it comes to your heart, you know that's the only way you're going to be free. You're going to be fine. So just to take a page, to take that phrase that Miss Winfrey coined, when it comes to growth, your growth is based off of your reflection, the insight. Your insight fosters your wisdom because that is what is the catalyst of change. To have the faith to do something that you haven't done, but not seeing the outcome, but envisioning. You're envisioning where you want to be at. There's somebody right now, I know tomorrow's your last day at work. But the kicker is, it's not that you return, you realize that you're not happy there. You feel like that every day that you go there, you are unappreciated. You're going there to punch a clock and grind out your 8 to 12 hour shift. And you mad because you know that intellectually you should be somewhere else. You always want to offer suggestions to be scoffed at. Don't trip on that. The truth of the matter is you are above them. And I don't mean that in an arrogant level. I'm saying the way you think. Your peers could learn a lot from you if they would just do this and open that up. It would actually make an impact in your work environment, but because of the fact that so many people are insecure to play their position and be a part of the collective, that they will sabotage something that is in their best interest. Why don't we do that? Why? My father would always tell me, um, people spend more time trying to get out of work than doing work. Why? Why we do that? But my thing is, If you so unhappy in your work environment, what forces you to come back to work the next day? If you so miserable, because we all got one, we always got that one person. All they do is bring the negativity. They're the ones that bring the salt in the game. But the thing about it is, if they're so miserable, why they come back the next day? It's because they're afraid to do something different. They're afraid to look within themselves and be honest. And trust and believe when I tell you this, that is a learned behavior too. And 9 times out of 10, they probably saw it in their upbringing in some way or shape or form. And they realize that they see the benefit of the reaction. So it's kind of like a rush because nobody got time for negativity. What happens? Go on about your business. Leave them alone. And guess what? That may have been the end goal anyway, to get out of the responsibility that they should rightfully have to carry. It's crazy. But let's bring this back to what I really want to say. When you gonna when you gonna actually put that game plan that you've been mulling over? Yeah, that one. When you gonna take that first step? What why are you afraid to do it? Some of y'all are, you know, where you lay your head is not where you want to be. But you so preoccupied on the things that you shouldn't worry nothing about. Because theoretically you can't even claim that because there's no loyalty there either. So basically you are keeping yourself hostage to the way you think. Don't you see that the happiness that you want, correction, the happiness that already exists is found here. It's found inside you. For you, my queens, that you go to sleep every day, every night, excuse me, wishing that Mr. Right would just come into your life and and more or less say, "Here, babe, put your heart in your hand, in my hand, and let me have it." You dream about that all the time. You envision it. You can see it play out in your mind so vividly. But guess what? Your reality is opposite that. You like, this is some. You didn't get the short end. You listen. It's not that you have the short end of the stick where you are right now. That's not it. What you're seeing right now should be the motivation to change internally. Don't you realize he's not going to give you something you ain't ready for? He's not. And here's the reason why. Why would he turn around and give you something that you desire when he already knows you're going to sabotage it? You're not going to even give it a shot before it even is able to be manifested. I know that needs to go out to somebody because you feel that way. You've been you've been wanting someone to love you so long, and you're like, I mean, to the point you believe in your, excuse my French, you believe in your own bullshit. You've even tried to say, well, you know what? If I come off assertive, maybe they'll acknowledge me. That don't work. If I turn around and act like the sex kid, maybe that don't work. And you realize it does work, but it don't work like you thought it was. It attracts them, but it attracts the wrong ones. Now, don't. I know that need to go somebody. All those things you gotta own. You gotta own that because those things are all those experiences. Here's a blessing out of it. You made it through. You ain't there no more. It was temporary, even though it might have felt like it was forever. But it was manifested to show you what not to do. But for some reason, and I know you can't help who you love. I understand that. Been there. I understand. There's certain people you're gonna always carry that proverbial flame for. I know. I know. But think of it this way. Shouldn't that be equally yoked? Why is it that you feel that way and they don't? And you know what's going to happen? There's going to come a time where you're going to be at a different place in your life. And guess what happens? The light bulb goes off. Yeah, them. Yeah, we've all been there too. But things happen divinely for a reason. That's why some of you have a constant going on. And what I mean by constant, there are certain people that you constantly see in your life. Time has a way, their presence is always there. It's a reason for that. There's a reason why they're there. But it's your responsibility to grow, regardless of who's in your presence at the moment. Because you got one life. Nobody's gonna nobody's gonna do your work. Nobody. I don't care if you got a pretty smile, you're charming, you have a way of words. Don't matter. Your work is still gonna be sitting there until you complete it. So you gotta own that. So what are you gonna do? You gonna be like everybody else to make a whole 1,001 excuses why their life didn't manifest the way it should, and now 30, 40 years then come and gone, and they still where they're at? Come on. From a young family under the age of 21, the greatest thing that you can do, the two greatest things that you can do for yourself: love yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, invest in who you are. I know that's three, but that's really top one. And the second thing you need to do is learn from the mistakes and lessons from those who have come before you. There's where a lot of your wisdom should be learned indirectly. If you do not, you will turn around and end up walking that same path. Why do you think scenarios play out? Do you think it's by chance that, oh, you just have this one experience and you're the only one out of 7.5 billion people that are going through this? You think you're the only one to have these life scenarios going on? No, because you're part of the human race. Yes, And regardless of your color, your creed, your background, we are all, we're all the people, all the ones that make up what we know as humanity. So we all have a part in pushing the evolution of this planet. Can't avoid that. But it's a tragedy when lives become cut short because of impulse, because of influence, because of insecurity. That's the greatest tragedy. One life lost is one life lost too many. So it's very important that you play your part. I'm not saying play a role in society, because you're going to be who you are. That's what your character is made out of. That's what fosters your dignity. That's what describes and your intellect is displayed. That is all the makings of you. And nobody else can do that. And that is why your life is so important. And that is why, you know, we that's why it is your duty to live your life right. I know somebody saying, well, Gerald, I hear what you're saying, but that's all lame, man. I gotta make that quick money. I like the thrill. The greatest thrill you're gonna ever have is living your life. Try living someone else's life and see how far that take you. But some of y'all realize that too, huh? Didn't turn out so well, now did it? I mean, why be the side chick or the side guy in somebody else's life when you're supposed to be the star of yours? Why is that? Why is that? You know? But right now, we are in a we're if you look at what's going on now, all you hear people talking about is pushing fear, pushing separatism, pushing uh, the racism card. Ain't nothing worse than a racist. A racist is someone that is afraid to grow. Because you got to be able to speak your truth. Because guess what? Hatred doesn't have love in it. So how can you grow if there's no love there? Come on. Yeah, it's all bullshit. But nonetheless, I'm going to wrap this up, because if you're not willing to look at where you are right now, take accountability of where you are right now, look at the people that are trying to remain in your life or gain access to your life right now. What does your discernment or what does your gut tell you? You need to follow that, because that's your intuition trying to tell you you ain't supposed to be walking with those people. I don't care how you turn around and try to change it, because ain't nothing. Some of y'all are on a path that's going to have a dead end to it. Don't go out like that. I think they need to go out to somebody. Come on, y'all. The most courageous thing you're going to ever do in your life is loving you. Don't you think you're worth it? Huh? Yeah, you. That's why no man can complete you. He can validate what your state of mind is. But if he don't have God in his life, you're wasting your time anyway. So, you want it, you got to be it. And if you be it, you'll attract it. Energy out is always energy return. But make sure that energy is love. All right? God's praying for you, y'all. You know I am. I see your worth. I really do. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Come on, y'all. Don't get caught up on what you see on the TV because all that is nothing but negative projection. Go within yourself. Make that connection. Make that connection. Yeah. He's waiting on you. Because guess what? You know that door that you feel in your heart? All your blessings on the other side. It's waiting on you. Claim your life. All right, y'all. Stay blessed.